As part of the requirements for the AZ-900 Azure Fundamentals exam, you're required to be able to describe the Azure portal. From this point on, we'll start to get a little bit more hands-on. In this video, I'll show you how to get set up with an Azure account and then provide an overview of the Azure portal user interface. Okay, so first, let me show you how to set up your Azure account. To set up an Azure account, you can follow these steps. Go to the Azure website, azure.microsoft.com. Azure offers two different types of accounts: free student accounts and pay-as-you-go accounts. Azure provides free student accounts to eligible students, which come with Azure credits that can be used within 12 months. This is designed to help students explore and experiment with Azure services without incurring any additional charges. To be eligible for a free student account, you must be a student aged 18 or older and have a valid school email address. You must also be enrolled in an accredited academic institution. Azure also offers pay-as-you-go accounts that are designed for individuals, organizations, or businesses that require Azure services for production use. With a pay-as-you-go account, you only pay for the resources that you use, and there are no upfront costs or termination fees. You can start and stop using Azure services as needed, and you'll be billed based on your usage. With Azure, some services are free all of the time, or at least up to a specific limit. On the web page, if you scroll down, you can view the free services. This can change, but as you can see, at the time of recording, Azure Event Grid is always free, provided that you're below 100,000 operations per month. If this is your first time signing up for Azure, you'll be eligible for a free trial that lasts for 30 days, during which you can test and explore different Azure services. However, some services may have usage limits and charges may apply if you exceed these limits. In any case, to sign up, click on the Start Free button. Sign in with your Microsoft account or create a new one if you don't have one. Fill in the required information, such as your name, country, and phone number. You'll also need to ensure that you enter your payment information, such as your credit card details. You can always detach your card information post-registration. However, you won't be charged anything once your free trial is over, unless you agree to switch to a pay-as-you-go subscription. But you should still double-check, as this could change. In my case, I wasn't eligible for a free account, so I got this message, and the same will happen for you if you're not eligible. The reason I'm not eligible is because I already have an Azure account. If this is the case, you'll have to do a pay-as-you-go account to continue. If you get an option like this for technical support, I'd advise you to check the box that says no technical support. Otherwise, you'll incur a monthly charge. I believe this will only apply to pay-as-you-go students. In any case, you can always add technical support later, but for now it's better to avoid the additional charge. You can then just step through the process and wait for the verification to complete, which may take a few minutes. Once your account is set up, you can start exploring Azure and creating your resources. So now, let me give you an overview of the Azure portal. To access the Azure portal, you can go to portal.azure.com and then sign in with the account that you registered with. When you're in the portal, it should look like this. You have quick access to the Azure services here. You can also access your favorite resources and recently accessed resources here in the middle. Along the bottom, you have quick navigation options, as well as useful tools, links, and documentation for training purposes. On the top right, you have your account information. You can review information about your account, switch directories, sign out, or sign in with a different account. Just on the right of that, you have global controls. You can access the Cloud Shell, see notifications, and play around with the settings. In addition, you can access help and support, and you can also provide feedback to Microsoft. In the middle, you have the global search bar. You can use this to quickly find a specific resource, service, or documentation. This is the page header. It brings you back to the home page when you click on it. Here, we have the Azure Portal menu. This can help you navigate between services. Sometimes it's referred to as the sidebar. With the Azure Portal menu, you can get to resources, services, and key functionality. All of your favorited services will appear here. Right now, it's populated by default. The Portal menu can be docked or in flyout mode. When the Portal menu is in flyout mode, it's hidden unless you need it, like so. To keep the menu docked, you can go to Settings, Appearance and Startup Views, and then select Docked, and then Apply. Now as you can see, the menu is docked. You can expand and collapse the menu like so. Now let's go back to the home page. Great. So as a demonstration, I'll quickly create a service. Don't worry about the details, as this will be covered in a later section. The purpose of this is to continue the Azure Portal overview by showing you the portal view at a resource level. So what I want to do is create a storage account. So I can search for storage accounts in the global search bar. And here it is. To create a resource, you can click Create here. So I'll provide my subscription and I'll create a new resource group called temp_RG. And like I said, don't worry about the configuration. I'll cover this in later videos. This is just a quick demo. So I'll give the storage account a name. And this must be unique. So I'm just calling it temp st1. And then I'll click on review. So it'll run a final validation. So the validation has passed. So now I can create the storage account. Okay, so the deployment is complete. You can now go to the resource by clicking here. Or additionally, you can just search for storage accounts again, and then your storage account should be here. So click into it. So now I'll continue the Azure Portal overview. When you're in a specific resource, you'll get a breadcrumb like this. You can use the breadcrumb links to move back a level in your workflow. So if you wanted to go back home, you can. Or if you wanted to go to storage accounts, you can just click here. And now if I go back into my specific storage account instance, I can as well. Many services include a resource menu to help you manage the service. The resource menu is a contextual menu that provides access to management options for an Azure resource. It's a key component of the Azure portal, and it's used to manage and configure different Azure resources. So as you switch between each element, the details in the middle change, as you can see. We also have the command bar. These controls are contextual to your current focus, and as you can see, it changes when I switch between Overview and Activity Log. You can also create a new resource by going on the Portal menu and clicking Create a Resource. You can search for Storage Account, and as per before, you can create a storage account by clicking here. You also have access to the marketplace, as you can see. So if you go to Create a Resource, and then See More in Marketplace, you're taken to the marketplace, like so. The Azure Marketplace is an online store that provides a wide range of third-party solutions and services that can be used with Azure. It offers pre-built virtual machine images, SaaS applications, APIs, and other extensions that can be integrated with Azure to enhance and extend the functionality of your applications and services. It's a central hub for finding and purchasing third-party solutions that can help you meet your business needs. So you should now know how to set up your own Azure account and be able to navigate around the Azure portal. In the upcoming videos, I'll get into additional detail and cover things like management groups, subscriptions, resource groups, and resources within Azure. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel for more content on Azure.